everybody. Sunday, dear Sunday. For us, although we are Christians, Sundays are not a day of rest because school clothes needs to be ready for tomorrow, and because my daughter and I both work from home and we do not have set work hours. Sundays are our days to catch up on washing, cleaning, a bit of fixing in the garden, putting the rubbish out, etc., etc. Never-ending household chores, which I'm sure most of us have. I had a few tasks yesterday, so my Saturday was not as restful as usual. But for some reason, if my daughter does not have a market on a Saturday, or Dragon Man has not been drafted to do first aid at a sporting event, we are usually quiet and taking things slow on a Saturday, and often take our day off on a Saturday. Strange, but that is just how things work out for us. The weather is changing and suddenly it's so much warmer. It basically happened overnight. To me, though, it makes little difference. I've become an old groucho, I don't like the extreme cold and I do not like the extreme heat either. But to see everything suddenly grow and flower does make me happy. Okay, so before we go on to the royals, I have a question. Is it true that there is a new law or rule, namely that United Kingdom pubs must end loud music at 9 p.m? Please let me know in the comment section below. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Yes, you guessed it, Harry's visit to England. What else? But before we do that, let's give a hand to Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Oh my goodness, she looked gorgeous at the England versus Australia Women's World Cup yesterday. I love her hair slightly out of her face like this. I know she was wearing black in honor of the Duchess of Kent, but the black and white, the feminine frills peeking out of the black jacket. What a stunning woman and beautiful smile. What I always notice and find so astounding are the people around her. They're always smiling and always look comfortable around her. And that says so much about her and who she is. Okay, all that's left to say of her is, long live the Rose of England, the brightest diamond in the crown. Okay, now finally, let's get to the tarnished side of the crown. The piece which should have been cut out and discarded ages ago already, because like mold, which has not been treated properly, I think it is creeping back, and one morning you will open your door and it will be there staring you in the face. Yes, I am talking about Harry and not the mold in my bathroom. And sure, I'm no longer speculating. I think I am by now maybe 98% sure that we are going to see him back. Or at least doing more and more events in Britain in the coming months. I think I'm now 98% sure that unless William becomes king in the next 6 to 12 months, Harry will be back in or have his 50-50 half in half out deal. Now, why do I think that? Well, because they are telling us so openly, that I am amazed and flabbergasted that so few people have actually noticed. Now think back. One of Harry's supposed demands is that they want control over their press and media, but Buckingham Palace has to coordinate it. Now just take a minute and think about it. What does that mean? Come on, guys, you are brilliant, I know that. Okay, I'm going to just let the cat out of the bag? Guys, it is already happening. The Harkles, in particular, Harry's British press, I'm talking about mainstream media, is already being coordinated by Buckingham Palace's media centre. So, we all still thought, me included, that the meeting between Torben André and Meredith Mains was a peace summit. No. That is likely either already done and dusted or in process elsewhere. But that balcony meeting was 100% about Harry's future British press and their strategy to turn him back into some kind of saviour and a saint. Now, I can hear you guys going, how am I so sure about this? Well, my usual contributor nearly had a heart attack when I told him. He wanted to know who told me and would not believe me when I said I rethought everything and read between the lines. So there you have it. All this positive press in mostly the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday, that is indeed Harry and Meghan via Buckingham Press and Media Centre and Torben André. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll take a bow, if you please. Okay. But, my dears, that's not where it ends. So let's move on to chapter 2. Harry is already in London as we speak. Now, where he is or what he's doing today, nobody knows. He could very well be seeing Pa. We would not know and might not even ever find out. But as we do know, he will be attending the Well Child Awards tomorrow. But that is not all. Remember me telling you that it was said that he will also attend other charity meetings, and I even guessed that it had something to do with Invictus. Remember? Well, now we do have the details of one of the appointments he has. On Tuesday, Harry will go to the Community Recording Centre in Nottingham. Now, they work to provide creative opportunities to young people at risk of exclusion. Okay. He will participate in an event against youth violence. Oh, wow, you say. Now, where did that come from? But wait a second, hang in there. Let me first tell you about the other thing. Sometime during his visit, Harry will also announce a major donation to children in need. So there you have it, my dears. Half in, half out, and perfectly played, because who could possibly complain about the good done for children? Now, please, my sweet people, before you think I'm just pulling stories out of my backside, no, my dears, I think I can prove to you that these other involvements come with the full knowledge of the palace. Community Recording Studio. If you look at the annual report and financial statements for the year ending November 2019, sorry, I couldn't get any closer, nothing for 2020, 2021, etc. I think maybe due to my location, or they're not published yet, I don't know. But anyway, these statements clearly show that they received an annual grant from the Royal Foundation of £80,000. Now, although BBC's Children in Need does not have a royal patron, members of the royal family have been very involved with children in need for years. Sophie, for instance, was supporting a girl with cerebral palsy to finish the long walk. Catherine gave a speech at a newly opened Children in Need centre, and so on and so on. So, folks, I'm telling you that these other events had likely been coordinated by Buckingham Palace and Mr. Andre. I also believe that Mr. Andre will feed the positive narrative to a Daily Mail royal correspondent or the editor. But I know it's hard to believe, so I would recommend you just wait and watch. Okay, guys and girls, there are indeed a few other matters I want to talk to you about, but I am going to leave it for tomorrow. So until then, please take good care of yourselves and stay safe. Bye.